Hello Pisces, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider hitting the subscribe button, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Star card. This is a real blessing. This is a card of insight, of enlightenment. This is a card that's kind of what's dominating your life right now is your connection with your purpose. I feel like you know who you are. You know why you're here. This is us working to become the very best magician that we can be, right? The star comes in and illuminates us from inside. Shows us where our karma is, shows us where our knots of karma are, where our buttons are, where our blockages might be. Shows us what we need to address inside of ourselves so that we can allow the light to shine forth from us into the world, and so that we can get the illumination of the path that we're supposed to take. So this is a card of that kind of illumination, right? It is this process that transforms us into a better and better and better magician. The magician is the one that can cause change in conformity with the highest will. Okay. I feel like you have a very strong connection with a sense of purpose right now. I feel like you are connected with that divine light, and you are allowing it into your life. And you're allowing it to show you what you need to look at inside of you so that you can look at what you want to look at outside, and you can see the path, and that you can be a pure channel of that divine energy. Okay, let's put this card into some context. You may be a bit of a channel or a medium in a literal way. I feel like you do have a very strong connection with, let's say, the art of divination. I think you probably do tarot cards yourself or something similar. Okay, we have the Death card coming next. This process of transformation reminds us that the process of the Star card, right, the two phases of the Star card, the light coming in and helping us to transform inside so that we can then transform the external reality, right? The Death card's reminding us that that is an ongoing, continuous evolution that never really ends. We could never become the absolute perfect magician. It's an ongoing thing, okay? And I think that's very important. We got the Hermit, got the Hanged Man, a Four of Pentacles, and a Princess of Pentacles. Very good. Over here, there's the Magician. There it is. And that's your general energy too. Isn't that cool? What synchronicity. And we have the Six of Swords, science, the art and science of manifestation. We have the Queen of Wands, which that is and the Ace of Cups. Very, very good. You are about to experience really a tremendous success. Okay, your whole life is changing. I think you're about to really birth something new. Now, this is the Princess of Pentacles in the immediate future. Something's ready to be born into the world through you. Okay, this process of the star energy, okay, is allowing you to be that pure channel, that clear conduit of the divine energy, so that you can give birth out into the world to whatever is trying to come through you. That divine energy that's trying to enter the world through you is ready to be born. I wonder if there's been this idea that, well, I'm not quite ready. I haven't finished the process of the star. I'm not yet a perfect magician, therefore this has to wait. I think Spirit's saying, look, this process of of evolving ourselves, of spiritual development, of unraveling our karma, of working on ourselves. The process of becoming a perfect magician is a never-ending process. You're ready now. You're ready right now. Whatever's inside of you is ready to be born into the world. I think you have a gift for the world, and I think it's time. It's time to do it. Okay? Let's select a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. The factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it right here with Dwight K. Schrute right on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, please put your prediction down in the comments. Okay. Now, let's look around the room. We start off with a lot of major arcana, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we get the fifth. Then we get the fifth over here, right? We got fire, you got water, you got air, and you've got earth. So we have a really nice balance. Half of this is spiritual energy. Half of this is spirit saying, it's time, whether you like it or not, it's time for you to do what you're meant to do in life, right? And the other half of that is you realizing that you've got the fire, water, air, and earth. Your elements are in perfect balance internally. You are ready. You've purified your body, your heart, your mind, your soul and spirit are ready to do this thing. What we see in the background, though, is the Hanged Man. For a while, you've sort of, you've sacrificed your path. Okay? The Hanged Man is saying that for whatever reason, we felt like we weren't in a position to do this. Maybe I wasn't ready. Maybe I had other responsibilities. Maybe you were taking care of somebody else, helping someone else facilitate their goals. This is saying that we're not living our life for ourselves. But this is in the background for you. This is the immediate past. Okay? This could be we were in a time of, we were in service to someone or something else. This was, perhaps where we were devoting our energy to something. This is like, you're raising kids. You're taking care of a family member. You're raising your pets or something, right? Let's say it is kids. You're raising your kids, the time they're born to the time they grow up and leave the house to go live their own life and have their own adventure, right? We're in service to something else. But now, since this is behind you, it's almost like the death card is kind of one of these cards of recycling. Well, now that energy has come back to us. And now we have to say, okay, well, what am I going to do now? Maybe we're feeling a little bit, we're realizing that, okay, you know what, I'm not going to get another opportunity. Now that the kids have grown up, they've left the house, now's the time that I do that thing that I've always known I've needed to do in life. So with the Hanged Man, and I don't know if this is about kids, about an empty nest kind of thing, but it could be. What I feel like is that we've been in service to something else, whatever it might be. Maybe we were acquiescing to the demands of the world, the demands of our job, our parents, our society, the needs of our kids, the needs of our loved ones, that we've been in service to something else. And so it almost feels like our spiritual purpose was wrapped up in all of that. Okay? And maybe that was your spiritual purpose. Maybe for the time that we were involved in that, because this is an acquiescence. This is a surrendering to something else in the past. And I think that this is done now. Whatever this is, it's behind you. Okay? Whether or not this was, you consider this to be a very good thing, or maybe perhaps a kind of a not so good thing. Maybe you perceive this to be, well, that was my spiritual purpose, or maybe this was a period of time where I wasn't able to live life for myself and be true to my heart and my soul and my spirit, that I was in service to someone else, And to me, it kind of feels like it is, the analogy of the children really makes sense here, because it is our spiritual purpose to be parents, to help to raise, help these kids raise themselves, basically, and so that they can be strong and capable and they can go off and live their life. It's not me living my life in service of myself, but it is me fulfilling my purpose, which is to help that child grow into a kind of, a functioning and well-adapted adult that can go and live their journey. Yeah. So it's kind of, I'm not sure exactly what this is, but I feel that the death card is saying this period of time is over, this phase is done, and the energy is coming back to you. And now it's time for you to sort of look at the star and think, okay, well, what's my purpose now? Now what am I in service to? Now that this energy has been reclaimed, this is the great recyclops, right? This is, the energy that's been liberated from the past is now coming back to me, and now I can choose what to do with that. So maybe that's retirement. Maybe that is the kids left. Maybe that is the relationship ended. Maybe that's, I don't have to take care of that other stuff anymore. I got a few more hours in the day. What am I going to do with it? The energy has come back, right? Nature doesn't waste anything. Nothing is meaningless. Nothing is a waste. Everything is recycled. Everything is reclaimed and reused. And now we're needing to take a look and acknowledge what we're being called upon to do with our lives. Yeah. We've got a hermit underneath everything, and that tells me that it is this energy that has come back to you. Maybe we feel like for the time, it feels like, okay, this period of time has ended, and now I'm sort of searching for a path, right? Because the hermit's the one that kind of goes their own way, goes off-road, right? Wanders off-trail with intent, with purpose. The fool wanders off-trail too, but the fool is just kind of bumbling around, not forging their own path. But the hermit is different. The hermit is saying, okay, well, this is the moment where I go from traveling on the well-trodden path to now kind of returning to my own path and seeing where that goes. It's kind of like this is where we step off the familiar trail and start going in a new direction. So there's a little bit of fear there. We're about ready to wander into a dark, scary forest. Yeah. And the only thing we have with us is our own lamp and our own cloak and a few gray hairs. Yeah. But we're ready. And I think that we're ready to, we're ready to give birth to whatever is going to come out of this journey. But we have to leave the safety and comfort of what we had. Okay. The Four of Pentacles is at the top here. And this is, I think, really a lot of, well, it's a card of material power. But to me, it feels like a card of kind of like the completion of a cycle on the physical plane. So it's this hanged man, this period of time in your life where you were the hanged man energy, where you were acquiescing into surrendering to other things outside of you that needed you, for better or for worse, whatever it was. That's finished now. And so that power has come back to you. And now it's stored up here in the physical world, and whether it's through time or energy or money, resources or effort, right? Time and space now has kind of returned to you, and it's up to you how you're going to apply that. Okay. Sometimes this is a reluctance to go outside, a reluctance to do anything with that. It's kind of like, well, I have all these, I've retired from my job, now I have all these hours of the day. Well, there's a big part of us, and I think this is kind of this is a cliche, but it happens, I feel, that we get this, the return of our time and space, and we say, I don't want to do anything with it. I'm just going to sit at home, I'm going to watch TV all day, I'm going to sleep all day, I'm going to just kind of wander around, I'm going to stay in my pajamas. It's kind of like, it's like Ray in The Burbs, He's like, this is my vacation, I just want to sit around and do nothing, I want to stay in my pajamas all day, and that's it. And of course, his wife is saying, well, no, you need something to do, right? You need a purpose. It's a wonderful movie. I love The Burbs. And so it's kind of like we don't really want to do anything, but we know that this is just a temporary thing. All of the fours of the tarot are a temporary thing. The energy comes in, the resources come back to us. I got to do something with it. I've got to move forward in some way. I've got to mobilize this energy, right? I got to put it to good use, I got to apply it to something. And what we're applying it to, this is your physical resources. You're applying it to giving birth to this thing out in the environment in your immediate future. This is the dark, scary forest, but this is one where the verdant energy is returning to it. You can see the green under the surface of the trees and the roots, right? All the chlorophyll sort of goes down to the roots in the wintertime. It's about ready to spring forth. It's ready to happen. Everything is just under the surface, just waiting for you to say, all right, let's do it. Yeah. Well, this is that dark, scary forest. It's not so dark and scary, though, is it? It may seem like a lot of work. It's like, well, it's a lot of dry trees and a lot of snow, a lot of debris, a lot of leaves on the ground. I got to clean it up, got to put in the work, got to find something to do. Maybe this is, we're retiring, so now I'm going to go out and kind of clear out the backyard. I'm going to make a garden out there. It's kind of like, the kids have left the house. Well, you know what I'm doing? I'm going to turn that room into an art studio or something, you know. We're looking at the project and we're thinking, this could be really, really nice. It's time for me to do this. Yeah. And this can be something very small, like literally I'm going to clear a little space in the garage to set up my canvas and get some paintbrushes. It could be that, you know, well, I got a little extra money now and I'm going to buy that drum set and I'm going to sit down, I'm going to play because I want to. It doesn't have to be anything overly dramatic, you know, but I feel like your life is changing. Yeah, I feel like this is a transitional time for you. And you have to know what your soul wants you to do, and maybe playing the drums or maybe doing the little art stuff. Maybe that is too small. You know, maybe that is too surface level stuff. We have to really go deep and find out, what does your soul really want? What is trying to enter the world through you? Maybe it is music. Maybe it is visual art. Maybe it's a book. Maybe it's dancing. Maybe it's charity. Maybe it's volunteering. Maybe it's some healing. Maybe you're going to move into some kind of energy work, light work. Maybe you're going to start a YouTube channel, right? Highly recommend it. Well, this is you giving birth to that thing. It's ready to come forth from you. Let's talk about the path of the serpent. Starting with that magician card. Now, if you haven't subscribed, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Okay. These readings are free, by the way. The magician, the pure and clear conduit for that divine light. That all the obstacles are being cleared away internally, and allowing me to see the path in front of me and go out on this path and radiate my light. That you are the beacon of light. Your light is radiating from you, whether you like it or not. So you're going your own way because the light is happening. And the hermit is the one that's focused on the first part of the star energy, the first phase where the light is inside of us, illuminating our blockages, illuminating the things that are preventing us from letting the light shine forth from us. What is inhibiting you from transmitting that light? Okay? From being that conductor of that electricity, of that divine light that wants to flow through you. We're just supposed to be a clear channel. Something's blocking that. Whether it's some kind of reluctance, some kind of interference, some kind of fear, right? Hesitation, whatever it might be. But the hermit's the one that's doing the introspection, looking for the blockages. That's why the light is inside, but now the light's starting to shine forth, and we're starting to see the path in front of us. Yeah, and that's the path of becoming the magician, right? So we start with the star card, being open to the process, letting the light come in and show us, and so we can work on all of those buttons, all of those knots of karma, all those blockages, so that we can then go phase 2, now the light shining out from us. And now we are that pure channel, that clear channel. We are the conductor of that spiritual electricity, that divine light. And that's what the magician is. The divine energy comes in and is transmitted out to the world through the wand, through the will. Yeah. So this is the effect. The star card is this is the process. Phase 1, phase 2. Okay, this is the beginning of the process. This is in the middle of the process. This is the result of the process. Okay? And Spirit's saying it's time. It's time for you to be the magician and to transmit into the world whatever is trying to find its way through you out into the world, right? And that's, it comes in and it flows out. It goes from the vertical to the horizontal. This is that energy. And this is your general energy. You are the magician. Spirit's way of saying you are ready. This process does not end. This is a continuous process. This is the beginning, middle, and end. But it's not necessarily beginning, middle, and end. Everything's happening at once. Okay? It's a continuous process, though we may look at it as beginning, middle, and end. But it's an ongoing thing. Now, the Six of Swords in the environment, harmonious relationships. I feel like you have the right connections. I feel like you're everything external to you feels like it's in balance. This is let's say this is the magician knowing how to do it. You've made the right connections. Everything that you have, everything that's going on in your life, everything that you are, everything is pointing toward this manifestation for you. Everywhere you look, you see a synchronicity that's pointing you toward giving birth to this new thing, this new reality, focusing on this product. Every sign you see is pointing you there to that Princess of Pentacles. I really hope the mystery card's the Empress, because that's what happens to the Princess of Pentacles, transforms into the Empress. Well, it needs the will. It needs the application of your energy in order to bring out that potential. Okay. So we have the Mercury magician energy both in this place too. Okay. This is Mercury in Aquarius. This is the Aquarius card. This is the Mercury card. Right. So having the ability to kind of create the neural pathways, right? And having the inspiration from Spirit, everything is right. You know exactly what you need to do to get things done, to get this into manifestation. Okay? This is the genius of Mercury combined with the spiritual connection of Aquarius. That's given that everything is pointing toward that. Everything you do is related to this purpose. Okay? Your mind is completely on board with this. You're making all the right connections, all the right neural pathways are inspired. Everything is lit up in the right way. Right? Mercury in Aquarius here. Queen of Wands is a little bit of the obstacle here. The Queen of Wands is a very ambitious card. Queen of Wands is a very ferocious kind of energy, and it's sort of the obstacle. And the reason why it's the obstacle is because this is that part of you that gets so fired up that we don't want to get powered down. What's antagonistic to this fire card is, of course, the water, right? This Queen of Wands doesn't like satisfaction, doesn't like happiness, doesn't like pleasure. Why? Because it extinguishes the fire. It likes the hunt. It likes the chase. It likes the hard work and the striving. That's where the real power, that's where we really feel alive, right? And then to get the success, to get the completion of something, to get the rewards at the end kind of fizzles out the fire, right? The Ten of Cups is the shadow side of this, because this is that part of you that knows that if this feels too good, then I'm going to lose the ambition. If I really get the satisfaction of the goal, then I'm going to lose the energy to keep going. And so we're not really after the rewards. We're not after the goal itself. We're getting the intensity of the process itself. Doing something for its own sake because we like to do the thing. We like to move. We like the activity. And we don't like the satisfaction at the end. This is like, let's say the Ten of Cups. We go to the buffet. We eat all our favorite foods. Pretty soon we're full and we don't want to be at the buffet anymore. I just want to go home. I feel sick. I've eaten too much. This is the card that just wants to always stay hungry. Yeah. And so that's kind of that's the obstacle, because of course what we have next is the Ace of Cups, and it's kind of like maybe we hesitate to do something because we ultimately don't want to finish the thing. If we leave something undone, if we leave something that has not yet been completed or not yet born into the world, then we kind of there's always that anticipation, right, stays there. That fire of striving, that interest is always there. But once we realize the goal and materialize it, we have to deal with the aftermath of that, which is our fiery energy gets powered down and we're left in the same place as where we started. Okay, that's done. Now what? So it really is interesting. I think for a lot of people that sort of demotivates us, right? It's almost like we like to exist just in that, I like it just to be a thought in my mind. Because then anytime I want, I can feel it. I can feel that energy of doing it, but I don't have to actually deal with the sort of bittersweet endings of things. It's like the person who wins the race, and it's I love it. I'm happy. I finished the race, but then there's just that dissatisfaction, that sorrow that says, well, now what? Because it really puts us right back here. Puts us right back here where we're saying, okay, gosh, well, now what am I going to do? So in a lot of ways, I think that we sort of leave our purpose, leave our soul desires unrealized or unmanifest, because that at least gives us the excitement of knowing that, I can do it. I'm almost ready to do it, and it puts us in that anticipatory state. It's kind of like we like the idea of the buffet. We like driving there. We like walking in the door. We like looking around and maybe dishing the food out, but we don't actually want to eat. We know we have to, though, And perhaps the meaning of this death card is saying that, look, yeah, you're going to accomplish another aspect of your destiny. And then as this process of enlightenment continues, right, you're going to have another goal. Right? And then you're going to be inspired towards something else. Your purpose is going to continue. And so let's not use this as a reason not to do the thing. Well, I don't want to fulfill my purpose because then I'm not going to have a purpose, right? No, it's a process that continues, right? Whatever the physical manifestations are going to be, the work can always continue. You will never run out of a sense of purpose. I always say it doesn't matter what you're doing, right? This is kind of saying like, look, I had a goal, I finished it. Time to give birth to something else, and I finished that. Then, no, it's about how and why. How and why you're doing what you're doing. It's not about what you're doing. Your purpose, your sense of purpose, your feeling of meaning, your sense of destiny. It's not an object that we attain. It's not one particular goal that we accomplish it, we manifest the goal, and then that's it. It's the feeling behind it, right? So I think the Ace of Cups is you really being inspired by this an eternal sense of purpose. No matter what you're doing in life, to feel as if you've got something to strive for. This is that Holy Grail, and this is the energy that wants to go on the quest, but doesn't actually want to get the Grail, because then the story's over. It's like the kid who's playing Little League and doesn't ever want the game to end. I want it to just be tied up. I want to be extra innings forever, because this is where I want to be. But we know the game's going to end, but then we know there's going to be more games. There's going to be more things that I need to do in life. So I feel like this is a cycle that's going to continue for as long as we have, blood in our veins and air in our lungs. I feel like we're going to be living this sense of purpose, and we're going to be striving for this eternal Holy Grail that we're going to achieve various manifestations of it. But this will always be our purpose out there. Then we're always going to be on this quest. Yeah. And sometimes that seems like, oh, I just want to rest. I just want to relax. Well, we can do that too. That's part of the journey. Let's look at the mystery card. I want to see a confirmation here in the form of the Empress energy. If you have a guess, a prediction, a hunch, please put it in the comments. Let's take a look. 4 cups. Refusing the call. No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go have a quest. I want to just sit here and do nothing. I want to sit here on the couch in my bathrobe and watch YouTube tarot readings at my favorite YouTube tarot channel, wink, wink. This is us refusing the call. This is saying, I'm going to stay home because it's more comfortable here. I don't want to be someone on an eternal quest for a holy grail. I don't want to be somebody that's just going to always be, manifesting goals and causing changes. But the Magician and the Death card remind us that we're all doing magic all the time. No matter what we do, even by refraining from doing anything, right? Not making a choice, still a choice. Not doing anything is still doing something. We're all manifesting our reality. We're all doing magic all the time. Might as well do it well, Might as well do it consciously. Do it in a way that's going to be rewarding and fulfilling to us, fulfilling to our soul, right? Then just kind of letting it happen, letting our unconscious kind of perform the magic, letting our complexes perform the magic, letting our ego perform the magic. We're all doing magic. We might as well do it well and not poorly. But we can refuse the call. We can say, a few more days, I'll stay in my pajamas. And then I'll get suited up and I'll go show up for my quest. Yeah. So I wonder if this is kind of saying that, it's okay if you don't want to do it right away. It's okay if we need a little bit of time to make this transition from whatever the hanged man was, whatever we were in service to before, to what our quest is now. It's okay if it takes a little bit of time to make that transition, But this, again, is meant to be temporary. Okay. Anyway, let's do an extended reading. We're going to do an I Ching reading. We'll do some oracle cards. New readings for Pisces on Thursdays and Sundays. Don't forget to click the link in the corner. There's also a link down below for the extended readings. Be sure to watch both of your other readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button. These readings are totally free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.